two G-79 engines of the F-4H give it more power than any other fighter in our armed forces. This power means record-breaking performance, plus the safety advantage of two engines. Yet this performance and margin of safety can be wiped out at any time without warning by foreign object damage. You can cause F.O.D. and you can prevent it. By one careless act, you can destroy an engine and endanger an air crew. By knowing your assigned job well and performing it thoroughly and conscientiously, you can justify the trust the air crews place in you. Or, if you like, look at it in terms of money. You would certainly be careful about letting foreign objects bang into a brand new Cadillac. The repair of a J-79 damaged by a foreign object costs more than 6 or 8 brand new Cadillacs, even if the airplane itself isn't damaged. If the aircraft is lost, that costs as much as a whole parking lot full of Cadillacs. The J-79 engine has tremendous power, but like all modern jet engines, it's delicate in some ways. A small, hard object pulled through its rotor blades at terrific speed can damage it badly or even destroy it completely. Running at military power at sea level, it breathes almost 4½ tons of air every minute. Even at idle, it pulls through more than a ton a minute. This is a lot of air, and every bit of it must be free of foreign material if the engine is to stay healthy. These foreign objects can enter the engine from two sources, outside the airplane and inside. You've already heard a lot about objects coming from outside. Rocks and dirt from the runways, loose nuts, bolts, and other trash from the flight ramp, and tools, hats, earmuffs, and other objects snatched away from people who walk too close to the inlet duct of the running engine. We won't take much time here to talk about prevention of damage by foreign objects in this category. You'll hear a lot in other training programs. The rules are simple. Don't throw anything away in areas where aircraft are started up, taxied, or test run. If you see any loose objects in these areas, pick them up. Keep ramps, taxi strips, and runways clean. Don't get near a running engine with loose objects on your head, in your hands, or in your pockets. Before starting engines, carefully inspect the ground for at least 15 feet around the inlet ducts. When running engines, be sure to observe the existing rules about duct screens. Use duct plugs and or covers and tailpipe covers when the aircraft is parked and on spare engines. Let's concentrate on the second kind of foreign objects, those that enter the engine from inside the airplane. The most obvious source of these objects is the inlet air ducts. Here again, the rules are simple. First of all, don't leave anything in the ducts, even temporarily. Tools, parts, lunchboxes, earmuffs, gloves, all these are potential. Second, inspect the ducts carefully before starting the engine. Somebody else may have left something there. But that isn't the end of the story. What we've said before applies to any jet aircraft. In each particular type of aircraft, there are other places where foreign objects can be hidden until they eventually work into the engine. It's your job to find every object in these areas that doesn't belong there. So let's look at the critical areas in the F-4H. Arrow number 1 points to the lower louver doors directly beneath the intake duct. Arrow number 2 shows the engine access doors. Arrow 3 points out the auxiliary air doors. Number 4 shows the in-flight refueling probe. And number 5 shows the variable ramp inside the intake duct. Let's look at these areas one by one. This is the variable inlet ramp area. The ramp itself must be removed periodically for inspection. This is one of the most critical areas for collection of foreign objects. Work must often be performed in this area. As you can see, the ramp is directly in front of the duct. Any object left loose is bound to be sucked right into the engine as soon as it's started. Everything from tools to leftover screws, even clipped off bits of safety wire can damage the engine. A thorough inspection of the ramp area must include the closed box at the rear of the ramp. Until this box has been sealed as described later in this presentation, the cover must be removed at required intervals, since it is possible for loose objects to work their way into the rear of the box through the wire bundle holes and then out the front the same way and so into the engine. This is a good time to re-emphasize one vital point. Loose objects tend to move inside an airframe. Although a foreign object may originally be lodged in a safe corner where it can do no harm, it probably will not stay here very long. Arrested landings, hard landings, and catapult launching tend to bounce loose any debris that may be in interconnected areas. In flight, the aircraft will turn nose up, nose down, and on its back. The loose items will migrate from safe hiding places to dangerous ones. Because an area is found to be clean on one inspection does not mean it will stay that way. Repeated thorough are absolutely necessary. This picture shows the lower louver doors. They are directly below the ramp, and the area inside them catches objects which are dropped during work on the ramp. For this reason, they must be removed and the area inside them carefully inspected after any work is done on the ramp. The in-flight refueling probe well is another important source of foreign objects. Being directly above the intake duct, anything loose in the well is going to be blown right back into the engine when the pilot extends the probe in flight. Any time that the probe has been extended for maintenance or other reasons, check the well carefully before retracting the probe to make certain that nothing has been left there. The openings in the corners of the variable ramp are likely to catch objects kicked into them by people on the fuselage walkway. They can't be permanently sealed, but temporary sealing with tape during major work in the area is a good safeguard. Let's look at some other areas that are frequently opened up prior to flight or engine run-up. Objects left in the areas inside these doors can work their way up into the engine compartment and into the engine through the bell mouth. This is door 81, which is opened up for engine oil servicing. This is door 80, which leads to the engine accessories, and 82 right and left, which give access to the external tank rack. Doors 72, 74, and 78 are also frequently opened for such things as engine adjustments, leak checks, and hydraulic pump inspection. Doors in the bottom of the fuselage below the main inlet duct are very important. These doors open when the engine is started and stay open until the landing gear is retracted. Anything left inside them or outside where it can be sucked in by the airflow will go directly into the engine. Moving aft on the airplane, we come to the largest areas where foreign objects can be hidden. These are the engine compartments themselves, shown here with the engines removed and the main engine access doors open. It might seem that because these areas are aft of the engine intake, loose objects in them could not cause damage to the engine, but this is not the case. Under some conditions of flight and engine run-up, there is a reverse flow of air through the engine compartment. Foreign objects can be blown forward and then sucked back through the bell mouth and into the engine. To repeat, the whole engine compartment area is a potential hiding place for dangerous foreign objects. Let's look at the individual sections of it in detail. This is the upper forward section of the engine compartment, just at the end of the inlet duct. The engine shroud are the openings for the aft fuselage cooling air. They are directly above the bell mouth and for that reason are especially critical as a source of foreign objects. Any material in behind the shroud, such as cherry rivet stems, can work its way through cooling holes in the shroud support structure, eventually reaching these openings and falling into the bell mouth. Moving down the side of the compartment, we come to another set of openings through which objects can migrate into the engine compartment from behind the shroud. These are the holes which admit the fuel lines. The lower inboard corner at the forward end of the engine compartment is important too. It acts as a catch-all for objects shaken loose above it. Here is another view of the area in the left engine compartment. As you can see, there are lots of hiding places for small objects. Look thoroughly. This is the corresponding area in the right engine compartment, just to remind you that everything we're discussing here applies to both sides of the airplane. On the bottom of the compartment at the forward end, this shelf-like area is a particularly bad place for objects to be lying since it is directly under the bell mouth. Objects forward of the bulkhead under the duct can also feed through the opening shown by the arrow. Further aft in the compartment, the left center inboard section shown here commonly traps loose objects. There are lots of handy places here to lay nuts, bolts, and tools when working on the engine. Don't do it. The fewer things that are placed there, the fewer there are to be forgotten and left there. We've had a quick look at the most likely places for foreign objects to hide. But when you're inspecting these areas, a quick look won't do the job. You'll have to look very carefully in every single corner. You can see directly into some places, of course, but the places you can't see are even more important. So, to do the job, you need a good set of jointed inspection mirrors and flashlights. This view of the ramp area, for instance, looks clean from a little distance away, but inside the box area that we discussed earlier, there is a foreign object. A mirror shows it up. See it? It looks like a broken piece of a file. Whatever it is, it doesn't belong there. It's just a few inches below that hole in the forward wall of the box, and it could bounce through at any time. In this picture, the cover of the box area has been removed. After it has been reinstalled and the box has been sealed, the cover need not be removed for future inspection. A good vacuum cleaner is an essential tool for the prevention of foreign object damage. The cleaner shown here is a Mac design. It connects to a shop air hose and is very simple to make. The plans and instructions for the original model were published in the McDonnell Field Service Digest for June 1959, and the plans for a new and improved version were published in a future issue of the Digest. This vacuum cleaner has more suction than most commercially available models, and it has no moving parts to be damaged by hard objects. Another tool you'll need is a set of good bright flashlights, both regular and pencil size. Here, a flashlight and a mirror are teamed up to spotlight a stray bolt in a very dark and hidden place behind some plumbing. A series of improvement changes, which will be the most important item in preventing foreign object damage, is being developed by Mac Engineering. These changes are itemized and illustrated in McDonnell Report number 8928. The earlier F-4H aircraft do not have these improvements, so check your particular aircraft. If the changes shown in the report are not incorporated, get them accomplished immediately. Do not seal openings other than those shown in the report, because that would interfere with cooling requirements. One important change is related to the openings for aft fuselage cooling air, which we looked at earlier. A screen has been designed to fit over these holes to prevent objects from falling into the compartment. It can be removed or installed even when the engine is in the compartment. It should be inspected before and after flight, and if anything has been caught by the screen, it should be removed immediately. Other similar screens, shields, and seals are being designed and installed in other areas of the aircraft. For example, these openings around the engine compartment are being closed off. These seals will prevent objects behind the shroud from entering the engine compartment in this area. The box area in the inlet duct ramp, which we have already discussed as a critical foreign object area, is being sealed in two different ways, with plates over the open holes and with sealer around the electrical wire bundles. These grommets around fuel lines are an example of still another type of sealing covered by Mac Report number 8928. Although these measures will help prevent foreign object damage, they won't eliminate the need for careful inspection and cleaning. That is still the major weapon in the fight on F.O.D. After all, if there aren't any foreign objects, there can't be any foreign object damage. The F-4H is the most powerful fighter in the free world. It's up to you to make sure that its power isn't thrown away by foreign object damage.